Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Animator Reacts to your animations. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm pretty hyped. Yeah, sadly I had to move. I had to delay my stream from Tuesday to Wednesday. Yeah, because I was editing a video about the Black Flash animation I made. Maybe some of you saw this animation on my shorts or maybe on TikTok. And yeah, I made a kind of tutorial how I animated the Black Flash animation. So yeah, this video should come out this week. Currently in the background, my editing program is exporting it, but yeah, it's taking a long of time, actually. I don't know. Maybe it's because of my program, maybe it's because of my PC, but it's like exporting for 2 hours right now and it's still not finished. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't interrupt the stream. I hope the stream works very well. That would be pretty nice. But yeah, I still think I can upload the video this week when everything is finished. Okay. So, yeah, let's see. If we have any animations here in the Discord so far. No. Not at the moment. Okay, but there's a pretty cool feature that you're using numbers as the reaction to rate animations. That's actually pretty good. Maybe I could also do that to maybe rate your animations from 1 to 10. Yeah, I think that's a cool thing, but because maybe we can do that as a community to vote what we think of the animation to rate it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. One thing I really want to do is to copy the link for the Discord server and send it in the chat so that everyone who's not in the Discord server can join and then send me their animation so I can react to them. The basic rules for every live stream when I react to your animations is that I am only reacting to 1 and maximum 2 animations from the same person. This is just because I want to react to as many different people as possible. And there is the first animation. Wonderful. Yeah, I said 5 p.m. and it is 5 p.m. CET. Yes, that's really important. Because we all live in different time zones. So, yeah, it's the Central European time. So in Germany right now, it is 5 p.m. and 5 minutes later. Okay, let's get started, I think. Do you read the chat? Yes, I do. I am reading the chat. Okay, let's look at the first animation made by Americ Romeo. Okay, so right now the animation is not playing. Okay, I think like it's loading at the moment. Maybe because of connection. Okay, but it should load as fast as possible. Okay, nice. Very cool. It's like JJK animation. Really like the mouth animation here when he's spelling the mantle. Pretty cool. I can see that you use different drawings for the mouth, and you also use some stretch, some squash and stretch. Let's watch this again. Yeah, looks clean, looks clean. I also like that he's the animation for the hand. Pretty cool. Okay. It's not too much for the animation. Would be pretty interesting to see it a little bit more. But I really like the little detail that we can't see his face, that his face is darkened when he's turned around, and then when he's turning around, we can actually see his face a little bit. The drawings look pretty cool. So yeah, that's nice. It's a good animation. The pacing is pretty good. Yeah, let's see if I can react with numbers. I would give this an actual 8. Seems like I cannot. Do I have 8? Okay. Yeah, I think because the video on the background is actually exporting right now, and I really need to find. This is the only time I had to export my video on the background. This is why everything is loading a little bit lower at the moment. Can I not search for number? Okay, not really. Yeah, but I think it's like 8 out of 10. I really like the drawings. The pacing was pretty good for the animation. So yeah. Very well, very well. How am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little bit stressed because of the video I want to upload this week, and yeah, as I said, it's currently exporting in the background. That's why everything is a little bit time consuming, and I have to do everything at the same time. I have to do streaming and editing video and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. I can do that. I've been subscribed since he had 2K. Okay, that's a very long time. I think it's like 5 years. That's absolutely insane. Okay, so thank you very much for your support. Okay, let's move on with Legend. I'm not finished. Very sorry. Here's what I added. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty interested. Pretty good. Very nice animation though. Yeah, I really like there's a lot going on here in the animation. But I really like that you can actually see that every single frame is redrawn, so there are no frames you can see twice. That's why it's shaking around a little bit. I think there's a very interesting impact frame I might miss. Oh, like a jump scare in the impact frame. That's interesting. I really like when the character is shaking around at the start. It looks pretty cool, I think. It's very Yeah, the animation feels very alive. So pretty cool animation though. Really like that. Very nice how he's dodging all of the bullets. That looks also pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope that everything is loading very well. That would be nice. So yeah, that was a very great animation here. Really like that. Okay, and now let's move on with Anthoroy 1. Okay, I might have to mute the music. Okay. It seems like I'm having like a problem with animations actually loading, which is kind of frustrating. Okay, that's probably... Yeah, I kind of have the problems with the animations. That's not very cool. Yeah, I think it's because of my connection, but I thought I have a good internet connection because everything else loads pretty well. So right now I'm not really sure what's the problem. Okay, I really have to restart. Yeah, right now we have a black screen. I'm sorry for that. I now have to restart Discord because it's not really loading. So let's see, when I restart Discord, maybe it's working. Okay, we are back in Discord. Yeah, not really. Yeah, okay, the animations are not loading. That is pretty sad. I don't know why Discord, I had this problem once in another stream. And every single animation wasn't loading. So yeah, that's pretty sad. I don't know. It could be that it's a problem of my PC, or maybe it's a problem of Discord. I'm not sure. Okay, I think some of the animations actually loaded. I just have to wait a little bit. Okay, okay. I think we can move on maybe. Yeah, I can resend the Discord link. No problem. There you go. Okay, let's move on. I want to rewatch Ankh-Leroy 1. And there we go. Yeah, again, as always from him, pretty interesting style. And you made a little bit of a color choice for your characters, actually. They're like a little bit yellow. which is interesting. I'm not sure how to rate these animations because I think they're pretty artistic. What I always like about these animations is that it's like a combination of an actual image of a real puppet, and then you put some 2D drawings on it, and then it's really cool how you are actually animating the puppets in this 2D space. That's very cool. Everything is very dynamic, and we can actually see that the the timing and spacing of the animations feels very good. So when these characters are turning around, we look at them for a little bit longer time, and then when they turn around, it goes pretty fast. It's also very interesting. So the cuts are very fast, but it's not only cuts. So you can see some transition between different scenes. You can actually see that there are a lot of zoom ins. Then the switch from this one scene to another scene is that it goes from left to right. And also this very interesting scene right here. Yeah, for me, it's always a little bit hard to understand actually the story behind it. So I would be very interested in how this everything is. I don't know the lore behind that. I want to know the lore behind it. So maybe if there's any lore, then tell me. I am interested. Maybe it's because I cannot hear it with music, because of copyright. But it's such an interesting style in animation, and I really like the animations though. So I'm also interested in the lore. Okay, I hope that the animations are now working a little bit better. I hope that everything is loading right now. Not, I'm very sorry. Okay, now we're going to Solo 7. Bro, can you please tell me some advice to my animation? Maybe. Let's see. Oh no. Is it not loading? No, it is loading. Okay. Okay. Then let's go. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Okay. First advice, I think you wanted to animate like a shadow on the ground. I would recommend you to use like only one color for the shadow. Otherwise, it doesn't really look like a shadow. And you can see that shadow is it's like extremely different in every single frame, which makes it like very shaking around in the animation. So I would recommend you to only use like one color, and then only make like a very small circle with that color, and try to draw in every single frame as close as possible to the circle you were drawing in the previous frame, so that the shadow is not really shaking around so much. I don't know if you wanted to make a shadow. It could also be like an ability or like a flying ability you wanted to show at the ground, but it kind of looks like a shadow. So yeah, I would recommend to make it less shaky. I think this zoom in here on the red character is very cool. Could also a little bit leaner. So the problem here is that, yeah, in this frame, you can see the character is more on the top, and the head is a little bit cut off from the screen. And when you're doing this zoom in, drawing frame by frame, then I would recommend you that the character is not moving around when you zoom in. So you can see that when the red character is very small, he's like right here, and then you look at the top of the head, and now the top of the head needs to move just a little bit up when the character gets bigger because he's moving closer to the camera. And the problem that the zoom in doesn't look too clean is that the red trigger starts here, then in the next frame it's a little bit there, then in the next frame it's a little bit over there, and you need to find a way that the zoom in looks cleaner, that you the person you want to zoom in is always in the same place, but just gets bigger and bigger from frame to frame. I hope you know what I mean. I think it's pretty cool. I think you could have shown the red stick figure a little bit longer. Just a little bit. This punch is very good executed. Really like this drawing. I think it's perfect, actually. I really like this pose of the red stick figure. I really like the 3D camera. I really like this scene. This looks very cool. Also, the transition where you can see the build up of the punch to the actual punch is very cool. Also, this kick from the black guy is extremely well made. Very, very good. What I really like is you build enough power for a kick or a punch, so you use a lot of time, and then when they're actually kicking or punching, the kick and punch goes very fast, and it hits very hard. You're using some camera shake, some wind and shockwave animation, smears. Then you show the frame in which you can see the actual hit a little bit longer and add a little bit of camera shake. So everything you are adding adds a lot of impact, which is pretty cool. So the impacts you were animating are very good. Only problem I have is that the shadow looks, you are drawing different shadows. So the shadow for the red stick figure is like a circle, and then the shadow for the black stick figure, it's like you can actually see the silhouette of the black stick figure. So I would change that a little bit. I would say use the same style for your shadows in your animation. Do not change the style of your shadow in the same frame. So using two different types of shadows. Maybe you should draw like two circles, one circle for the black guy, one circle for the red guy. Or maybe you are not animating a circle for the black stick figure because he's so high in the air, he's not showing a shadow on the ground. So yeah. Very good. Okay, so the last thing I would recommend you is when you're showing a frame like this, show it for a longer time. Expression, you need to show it a little bit longer. I think it's very cool that you show how he's like trying to react to the hit, and you can see the expression on his face, but you have to show it a little bit longer. Give your animation actually a little bit of time. And also when they're punching each other, this also goes very fast. Show it a little bit longer and don't switch the scenes too fast. So yeah, I think the animation is pretty good, but you have to take a little bit longer time for the animation. I don't mean for the animation, I actually mean for some different scenes, especially when you show reaction. Okay. So let's move on. Curve Man Leg. Very nice combo. I really like the after images of the blue stick figure here. This looks very cool. Okay, and it's the animation again. Okay. What I really like is actually the shockwaves and the stuff you can see on every single hit. That looks pretty nice. It's also very cool that you can actually see the after images behind this figure. It feels like it's a more special attack he's using when he's hitting him. That's a very cool detail. He's like hitting him so fast that you can see the after images hitting through this pink stick figure. That's very cool. That's also very nice that you can see the blue stick figure just in this pose, and then you see the movement of the stick figure through his after images, but he's still standing in this pose. Because he's so fast, you can see like for normal people, you can see through his eyes that we cannot see how fast he is, but you also show the after images, and these show how fast he actually is. That was a very cool scene. I really like when you're using a little bit more of 3D action. That was a really cool curve. Really like when you're using some arcs and animations, so the after images go a little bit to the right, and then they are taking curve, going to the left and coming closer to the camera. That's very cool. It's really nice to animate some arcs in your animation, because it's making a little bit more interesting to look at. When they are just move in a line towards the camera, it would be less interesting, actually. But when they move in an arc towards the camera, that's way cooler. That is way cooler. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I really like this animation. Pretty cool. Okay, I'ma leave. Yeah, bye bye. Have a nice day. Thank you for joining the stream. Okay. Ray Remdy is next. Here's a few seconds of an animation I'm working on, and I'll upload the whole thing on my channel. Relievers. When I'm done. It's 70 minutes long. Wow. That's very long. Okay. I am interested. Okay, so first thing I thought, the walk cycle looks very clean. Almost like the walk cycle looks a little bit too smooth. Really like when you see like a walk cycle that goes a little bit slower, and then when they're going into the run, that they're not just go from slow to instantly fast. You can actually see the progress that they are getting a little bit faster over time. I really like that. That's very cool. I have a little bit of an issue that some of the movement looks a little bit stiff. I would add some smears. So when this blue stick figure gets thrown around, I would add some smears to add a little bit more of a dynamic motion. I think that would be nice. And I actually think that when he's spinning him around, it's a little bit too fast. And I also would add like a smear. Or when you animate the spinning around, do not use the stick figures spinning them around. I would like do a drawing of like a tornado. I would use the colors of the stick figures. So the green, a little bit of red, and a little bit of the blue. And I would draw the screen in like a tornado shape spinning around with a little bit of red, and then like a bigger circle spinning around that resembles the blue stick figure. And then when he's releasing it, then you can see the stick figures again. I think this is like a little bit more of a creative way to show a spinning animation. So you can actually see that when you look for, I think it's like a UFO spin. I think that's the term of this technique. It was used by Yutaka Nakamura. He's a very good animator in Japan in the anime industry. So when you search for Yutaka Nakamura, I think he animated a lot of stuff in My Hero Academia. And then you should look at how he's animating spins. And you can see just like drawing a circle or like a UFO type of thing. And it looks pretty good for spinning animations. So I would recommend doing that. Overall, it's a good animation. I think the walk cycle was very cool. I would just work a little bit more on the spin animation, but that's all. Overall, pretty cool. Very interesting that you actually are animating like 70 minutes long animation. I never did that. Never. Okay, you want the link again? I can give you the link again, no problem. And there it is in the chat. Now you can join the Discord. Yeah, Rakuto, wanna do some stickman joint? I'm better than you. No, I don't want to. I have to work on my own stuff. I'm sorry. And it's okay if you're better than me. It's cool. Yeah, I want to do some collab stuff and like collabs with other animators, but yeah, I'm currently working on a lot of things, and I really want to finish my stick fight tournament animations. So right now, I don't really have the time for collab animations. So yeah, I'm very sorry I cannot put my time into that. I just say that you're better. That's okay. That's okay for me. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, and when I would do a collab, then I definitely would do a collab with the whole server. That's no problem. Okay, Light is the next animator we are reacting to. I draw fast, that's why drawing is bad. That's absolutely no problem, because I'm doing the same thing. When I draw full body for animations, I am also drawing as fast as I can, because I just focusing on the animation, and later on I'm focusing on the details. So I think that's absolutely okay. When you're drawing full body for animations, then everyone is just drawing very fast, and it also looks a little bit weird. But first of all, the animation has to look good and not really the drawings. You can add details later, in my opinion. Yeah, and this is what I mean. The animation is good. This punch is actually is executed very well. I don't care about the drawings. I can definitely see that this is a good animation. The movement is great. Really like the reaction here on his face. Very cool. I mean, you have to redraw every single frame, so it's obvious that you cannot put all the time just the details for the drawing. And sometimes too many details in the drawings can affect the quality of an animation. Sometimes less details is better quality for animation. Okay, I'm watching one more of your animations. Very cool kick combo here for the stick figure. Ah, I like that. I really like that. Really good animation slide. Don't worry about the drawings. Yeah, your animations are very good. Okay, let's move on. Me. What do you think on this one? Ignore the sound effects. No, I'm not ignoring the sound effects. Oh, it's not loading. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I cannot use the actual music. Sound effects would be okay. Okay, it's not loading right now. Come on. Okay. Okay, I have to skip this one. I come back to that later because right now it's not loading. Maybe it loaded later. So yeah, I want to move on. Let's go check out Anchor Animator. Hey Rakuto, I'm trying to animate Future Gohan vs Goku Black. Still the first cup. Hope you like it, and please someone sponsor me with $200. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that. I cannot sponsor you. I'm very sorry. I don't have the money. But if someone sees a lot of potential, me included, then I think we could sponsor you together. That's very cool. That's a pretty good hair and clove animation. Yeah, nice one. Also, good zoom out. I talked about zoom ins earlier on another animation. And I think that's a pretty good zoom out. I think you could do the zoom out a little bit slower. So start the zoom out a little bit slower and then speed it up later on from frame to frame. So zoom out slower and then make it faster at the end. And then when he's standing like this, then you can slow the zoom out at the end a little bit. So very cool cloth and hair animation. Really like the drawing. Looks very clean. So you can definitely draw pretty good. Yeah, would work a little bit more on the zoom out, but I mean, just 2 seconds. So I think you still have to do a lot of other work. I really like the animation, really like the drawing. Very good anchor animator. Very, very good. All on his phone. Do you actually animate with fingers or with a pen? If for all the flipaclip animators, or maybe for all who are animating on phone or tablet and stuff like that, are you animating on with fingers or with a pen? That would be actually very interesting. Can I do like a vote? Can I do that? Start a poll. Oh my god, yes, I can do that. Can I only do yes and no? Okay, wait. Fingers? Okay, that's cool. First time I'm doing like I'm using a YouTube community feature. Pen. What are you using to animate? Oh, wait. Must contain between 1 or 2 characters. Ah, yeah. Start poll. Okay. So I started a poll, and you can now decide if you use fingers or pen. 80% for pen. No. 70% for fingers. Okay, 30% for pen. That's interesting. Wait, I can show you the poll. Give me a second. Wait. Let's switch to the YouTube chat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 61% using 63% using fingers and 37% using pen. Okay, there are definitely more finger users. So you are like all Naruto hand sign animators. You are not using a tool. That's cool. Yeah, I am the minority. I'm using a pen. Oh no. I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm cheating. No, it's definitely not cheating. It's just because I think it's a little bit easier. So I have a lot of respect for all of you who are actually animating with just fingers. I did that too when I started. So I know how hard it is. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit distracted by that, but it was very interesting, I think. So, both. Some of you using both. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's switch back to the Discord and let's react to a little bit more of your animations. I skipped an animation earlier. Maybe it is loading now. Maybe not. It's like nothing is loading right now. Nah, it's loading. Nah, it's not loading. Okay. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not loading. I'm really sorry, me. I have to skip you right now. It's kind of... For some reason, it's not loading. Okay. Maybe it's loading later. um, 8 for this. Let's watch your animation. Hopefully your animation is loading. The stick figures actually look pretty cool in this animation. Really like the animation here. Okay. We have some JJK reference. Very cool. Very cool animation. Really like the eye animation. I love the little details. I love when animators are animating just a blink for the eyes. Yeah, I love these little details. I love the little detail on the animation for this thing on his head. The little movement for the glove. That's very cool. Really like the animation when he's hitting his fists together. That's very cool. Yeah, also very cool animation for this purple aura around the stick figure. Very good animation. Love the little details in the animations. Yeah, maybe Discord is a little bit overloaded with the animations, but okay, it's working. It's working. It's working. We can watch it. Yo. Yo, that was a nice animation. I'm a big fan of this parkour animations. It was very cool because at first I thought like, okay, purple is winning. Really like the swing animation here. It's also very cool how he's like flying around in this arena. Was very dynamic. He's like going from left to right in like a couple of seconds. Yeah, but everything is animated very well, and I can follow the movement pretty easily. Really like this combo here. Oh my god, the sounds are so loud. Yeah, let's watch this again. Let's just one more time with sounds. Okay, now they're very... Okay, now it should be good. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, yeah. That was a nice animation, I love this. The movement was very clean. I could follow everything very easily in this animation, which is pretty good. Always is a good thing when everything is clear in the animation. So yeah, that was a good one. I really like the movement here in the animation. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm a little bit slow today. Right now I didn't react to a lot of your animations. I'm very sorry for that. I'm getting a little bit distracted. But now we keep on. I hope that the animations are loading. Yeah. Black Mask. First time doing this type of animation. Oh, I like when you are trying new stuff. Yeah, pretty good, especially for first time. Yeah, very nice, very nice. I think the reaction for the uppercut could be a little bit slow. I think it could be a little bit faster. But overall looks good. Really like how his legs are like shaking and he's falling to the ground. That was also very nice. I really like the reaction on his face with the close-up of the eye. Because he dodged this punch. He goes under him for the uppercut. That was a very cool storytelling, how you were showing that he's doing the uppercut. Really like the smears on every single punch he's throwing. That looks very nice. I think at first, when they are punching each other, it could be a little bit more extreme. So the poses could be a little bit bigger, a little bit more extreme. That they're actually building up the punch a little bit more. Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it's your first time animating in this style, and you did a very good job. Rakuto, do you watch One Piece? Yes, and I think I watched the latest episode, so I'm not up to date what is going on in the manga. I got a little bit spoiled, sadly. But yeah, I am currently at the latest episode, and it's peak. I really have to say that it's very good. Okay, motion. Yami versus Devil. Fan-made animation. Black Clover. The cover looks very cool. I don't know if you used a little bit of artificial intelligence for the cover, for the thumbnail. But yeah. Looks cool. Let's see how the animation is. Ah, yeah, I know this animation from the last time. I really like the eye animation here. Oh, okay. Okay, so I definitely remember the animation from last time. And you added some effects here for this black hole. Dark magic black hole. Ah, yeah, okay, very cool. I really like the purple effects on the black hole. That looks very good. A big fan of that. Really like this purple color with this very extreme black effects. Very nice. Yeah, that looks clean. Wow. That's a pretty cool magic circle. Big fan of the detail of this very huge wind effects, and that this huge sword is moving a little bit slower because it shows how big the sword actually is. It shows the scale of the sword. And I think the wind effects, this huge wind effects you are animating here, are emphasizing the scale of the sword even further. Really cool animation for this cut here. Yeah, that was a nice animation. If you like this animation, subscribe and like and share. Yeah, definitely do that. Shout out to Motion55. That was a cool animation. Really like the details you were adding in your final animation. The colors were very cool. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of this animation, actually. Rakuto, I think you missed one of my animations, but if you skip to watch other people animation, then it's okay. Oh, did I do that? I am sorry. You're probably me. Yeah. I think I skipped that. I am sorry. Yeah, but it's again not loading. I'm sorry for that. So maybe it's loading later and I can come back to that later. Right now it's not loading. Because of something. Wait, did I skip that? Skip that, oh. Did I? Yeah, I did that. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not want to skip that, I'm sorry. So, Ninja Light and the bunch of numbers is the next one. Some copyright music, I'm sorry. Cannot use that. Yeah, I also remember this animation. Everything looks clean so far. Huge fan of this stand-up animation. That's very cool. Also, really like the little detail that you can see he's sweating on his head. That's cool. Yeah, I really like so you used some of my tutorial animations, which is pretty cool. But you added your own stuff into the animation. So you used the inspiration from my tutorials, but then you added your own ideas into that, and that's nice. That's nice. I really like that after these impact frames, the aura is like falling apart into these particles, and then these particles are moving between his hands to form the Kamehameha. That's so cool. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. It's a nice animation though. Yeah, okay. Me, I'm very sorry that I could not react to your second animation. Because for me it's not loading. I was a huge fan of your first animation. I really like that. But the second animation, it's not loading. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on. We now have Ouroboros. Hello, any suggestions, please? Thank you. Okay. Oh, it's a story animation. That's cool. Very cool. Eye animation and drawing for that. Yo. Yo. That's so cool. Oh, I love that. This reminds me a little bit of childhood. I think it's you have to think a little bit about this animation. Like it feels like dream of a child, like how childs are thinking of the world and how they are using like their imagination. And it's kind of the magic of the imagination from a child. And then he's grown up, and when he's like getting older, all the colors are disappearing. Maybe um I think a little bit about this animation too much, but I think he wants to tell this in this animation. It's actually kind of deep. That's so cool. I don't know what the eye and the hands mean, but the hands look a little bit older here in the animation. And I'm such a big fan of this bucket that um yeah, that falls over and everything is getting color again. And then we're back to child who's like a magician. That's so cool. That's so cool. I think this animation actually has like a deeper meaning, and I really love that. I really love story animations like this. Yeah, that was that was refreshing. That was something different, and I really liked it. Oh my god. Okay, Black Mask. Thank you so much for your support. I'm reading your message. This is really heartwarming. Um, yeah, I got a huge support from Black Mask. Thank you for making kids' dreams come true. You're the best. That's very very kind of you. Oh my god, thank you so much. That's yeah, it means a lot to me. I'm smiling. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. We now have Spritega Pen VFX training arc. How did I do? Oh my goodness. Okay. Yo. I'm speechless right now. This is literally stickman anime type of animation. Wow. Everything is moving. That's so cool. I really like the style the style switch when for this run animation. Yo, this is very cool. I really like how you're also using light, the light switch when he's using his ability. I really like the color for this purple energy ball here. Very cool that only the energy ball gets like this light on the ground, and you can actually see that the ground gets darker because of the light, but then we have a bigger focus on this light of this energy ball because we can now see it a little bit clearer. It's very cinematic. Really, there are so many effects. I mean, look at the stick figure in the background. It's not even the stick figure anymore, but it fits into the animation. That's also such a cool shot. Very cool. Really like how big the eye actually is. Really cool with the effects on the background. Wow. Wow. Yeah. And I love the different styles. I mean, there's again a run animation. Um, but this time, this run animation looks different than the run animation at the start. Look at this, completely different, and I really like different styles. Feels like it. I think it was just one animator here animating this, but it feels like there were several different animators animating on one fight. So that's very cool. I'm a big fan of this explosion animation, especially of the drawing. The shadows look very cool. Yeah, very nice animation. What I really like about this explosion that it has different phases. You have this, you can see the dust coming out of the ground, as well as the effect that hits the ground. That's why the explosion starts. And then we have the Yutapon cubes coming out of the ground. Then we have some light that comes from the effect. And then the explosion actually hits in this form. And later, there are some shockwaves coming from the ground a little bit to the foreground of the scene. So yeah, very cool. Really like there was a huge focus on this explosion. And he's actually taking time to show yeah, how good he's at animation. That was an extremely good animation here. Okay, let's move on. We now have an animation made by MHN. My first time doing full bodies. Rakuto, could you also make tutorial about blood? Because I'm not good at. Also, do you know any parts I can do better? I know the last bit was rushed a bit. One more thing. Do you know how to animate dialogue? I want to continue this. And animate. Okay, first thing. Animation tutorial for blood is a good idea. I can think about it. Maybe I could do that. There are a lot of different ways how to use blood in your animations. So I need to think of a way to show maybe some different ways how to animate blood. Because you can show like a close-up of blood, or maybe you can just see the blood when a sword is like slashing through skin, stuff like that. That's some different types of blood animation, but maybe I can find a way to show both in a tutorial. Also, do you know any parts I can do better? Okay, I maybe can answer that after watching the animation. And the last one more thing. Do you know how to animate dialogue? No. I'm sorry. So far, yeah, I'm also trying to do a little bit more, bring a little bit more lore into my own animation. But animating dialogue right now, I'm not really good at this. So I'm sorry, I cannot help you with animating dialogue. Okay, let's react. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so what I can see, I mean, by blood animation, you probably are interested in more like the typical way of blood animation when something is like a sword slashes through skin, and then this type of blood animation that comes out of the body and it's like everywhere on the screen. So I think actually so far the blood animation is pretty good. I mean, yeah, I see what you could improve. I think the first animation on this scene, the blood animation, actually is pretty good. And then so the problem is here that the blood pops out of the body, and then you switch the scene, and then it looks like it pops again. I think you should change that so it only pops out of the body when we are on this scene. And then when you change the scene, you could do like more of a slow motion, and we can like only see some small bubbles. Do you say bubble for like blood? I don't know. Like small circles and blood bubbles and stuff like that, and animated in like slow motion. And after the slow motion, the blood is like falling to the ground. So don't animate blood like it just is there and then it like disappears like a cloud. Right now you are animating the blood like a cloud that is like very huge and then disappearing over time. But that's not how blood works. Blood is there and it's not disappearing. It's moving somewhere. And you have to think about that a little bit more. So do not animate blood like it does. Do like animate blood like it's moving somewhere. So yeah, I would do it. It spreads in slow motion, and then when the slow motion ends, I would do it like the blood is like falling to the ground, and when the blood is falling to the ground, then you can animate this character also falling to the ground. I really like the animation. Huge fan of the hair and cloud animation. Also, as well, of this pose. Big fan of this pose. One thing, when he's doing this slash, I really like the impact frame here. But the only problem I have is that he's holding the sword like this when he starts the slash, and when he ends the slash, he's also holding the sword like this. I would do the slash like an actual swing, so it looks a little bit cooler in the animation when you actually can see that he did a swing even though it's very fast. So I would do like the sword, he holds the sword behind him, and we can see like a little bit of a smear that comes after the sword. Yeah, that's one little thing I would change right here, because yeah, he's not really swinging the sword. That's the only thing I would change. Big fan of this animation when he puts the sword back. Very cool smears right here. And I would use the same smears for this slash animation earlier. Yeah, right there. Right there. Just a huge smear where you can see the actual swing for the sword. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, overall, good animation. Bro, can you tell me how to animate a background and camera shake effect in flipaclip? Yeah, I can. And I think I can do it. I think the best way you could learn that is actually watching a tutorial I made about that. Let me search it for you. Yeah. Let's quickly switch to YouTube. You can watch this tutorial. This one right here. How to add camera movement / shakes to your stick fight animations on flipaclip. This is a tutorial I made on how you can use camera or camera shakes in flipaclip. I think that's actually the question you have, and I think that's the best way I could answer it for you. So yeah, if you want to know how to add camera shakes, then you should watch this video. Okay, and now switch back to the Discord server. The tutorial is old now. Yeah, that's right, but it's actually the same method. It doesn't really matter. I know it was an old tutorial, but the way you are doing the camera shake is completely the same. I am using this camera shake technique for 5 years now. It's completely the same thing. Okay, Ether Anims, what do you think about my animation? It's loading again. Oh, why? It's like every animation loading again right now. Oh my god, we were so good to go and now everything is loading. I feel like I have to click on every animation and then it's loading over time. Yeah, this one is not loading. Why? Why is like everything loading and then some animations do not have to load? I don't know why. Okay, maybe it works now. Yeah, it kind of worked. Almost. We almost got the 3 seconds. Okay, the punches and kicks, the impact here is very good. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, good camera shake. The camera shake is not too much. It actually fits very well. Really like this double kick. Really like how he's kicking him first, and then with the second kick, he's like jumping into the air for this final kick. And you also added like a little bit of a small shockwave for this last kick. Actually for both kicks, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, nice one. That's a good combo. That's a nice animation. I like that. The impact feels very good. Okay. How about the other animations? Are they loading? Not really. Not really. Why not? I don't know. I don't know why not. Yeah, okay. Rakuto, please do not end stream after 1.5 hours. I want to see react from my new style of animation. Okay. Restart Discord. Yeah, I already did that. I already restarted it, but it's still not loading. But maybe I have to do that. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm restarting. Now it's loading. No, it's loading. Okay, we can move on. Who was the animator? Crafts 96, rated out of 10, and any improvements that I can do. Sound effects are there. Okay. Nice one. Yeah, I like the combos. Very good timing for every single punch. I think every single punch feels very heavy. One small improvement I would recommend is that this last punch, I think you could put this arm a little bit more to the back. Maybe add like a kind of a slower movement before he's doing the punch. Maybe show a little bit of like some cursed energy here on his fist. Because for me, the black flash was comes a little bit out of nowhere. So the impact here for the black flash was very good. I really like that you switched to this close up for the black flash. That was very nice. Every single hit feels very good. The only issue I have is that the black flash comes a little bit out of nowhere. I would go a little bit slower before he goes into the black flash. Maybe showing a little bit of cursed energy on his hand before he's doing it. So that when you watch this animation, that you can see like, okay, this last hit will be a black flash. And it's not like just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's just a little thing I would change. But everything else works perfectly. Also, the animation on the lightning for the black flash, and that you are going to this close-up on the black flash, looks very cool. So yeah, animation-wise, perfectly. I would just put a little bit more into the build-up for the last punch. Since when did Goku Black Flash? Yeah, I think like Goku, if he's in any universe, I think he could like learn almost anything. I think so. Maybe not, but I just know that Goku is very strong. Maybe you could learn it. Okay, How about the other animations? Let's see. I didn't read the name. Nile the God. Me believes I just joined. Okay, a new one on the Discord server. Welcome, welcome. Let's see what you have for us. I actually like the lightning animation. Okay, yeah, right here you put a little bit less work on the lightning animation, but the first one looks very good. Yo, that was a huge punch on the ground. Big fan of this of this first punch here. Very cool with the smears. I really like that you use some smears and motion blur to show the speed. Then with a little bit of impact frames, also look very good. Yeah, the lightning animation looks pretty good. It's a little bit sad that the lightning animation, a little bit, you stopped animating the lightning in the middle of the animation, because I really like the lightning animation in the first few seconds. It was very nice. One tip I can give you for the animation of this speed effects for the wind on the background. Right now, it's the wind effects are moving around, but they are all on the same place on every single frame. I would recommend you that you are doing like 3 to 4 frames with this wind effect, where the wind effect is like in one frame, it starts on the bottom, and in the next frame, it's a little bit more up. Then in the third frame, it's like almost out of the frame, and then in the last frame, it's again more in the middle. So to show a little bit more motion of this wind effects to show the speed on the background. I think it looks a little bit better when they are not always in the same place and you just redraw this wind effect. I would also reposition the wind effects from frame to frame. Then it looks a little bit more like in motion. Yeah, I really like this crown punch. That looks very good. Okay, yeah, cool animation. Very cool to have you here on the community server. Big fan. And yeah, welcome. Bro, if you're reacting to our animations on live, then you can also make video on reacting to subscribers' animation. That video may bring a great amount of views on your channel. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some reaction or reanimating subscriber animations and stuff like that. But I also saw that Animations is also doing this stuff, and I just do not want to do the same thing as Animation, you know? But I mean, if there are a lot of people want that I reanimate some of your animations, or maybe I react to subscriber animations and upload this on my main channel, yeah, then I could do that, of course. But I do not want to do the same type of videos as Lilmation does. Because I know that he's doing it. And I also thought about that, but yeah, I didn't want to do the same. Okay. Naruto. Oh my god, we have Naruto on the server. That's a huge celebrity. Guys, it is my first time I animate on 24 FPS. Okay, let's see. An Among Us animation with 24 FPS. Okay, maybe I cannot use the sound. That's cool. That's a diabolical Apple icon. Whoever watched JJK may know the reference. That's insane. Yeah, looks clean. I really like the turn around of the blue Among Us character here. Look clean. Very cool slash. That's just a clean animation. Perfect. Everything fits well. Pacing is good. Nice one. Yeah. Just perfect. Very good animation though. Good job, Naruto. You can not only save the world of the ninjas, you can also animate. Not bad. Okay. Emmerich Romeo. I think we watched one of your animations today, but yeah, it looks like a cool animation and I want to see it. Very cool. I love these extreme poses. I love this, that everything is so close to the camera and it's just a cool style. Wow, nice explosion. Okay, turning back in time. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, nice one. Pretty good animation. Very good. I really love this extreme poses. It adds so much energy and flow to this animation. I really like that. Okay, we have a lot of animations. Um, I don't know if I can actually react to all of them. Um, oh my god, it's so much. Yeah, I'm very sorry I cannot react to all of them because I okay. I think I can only do like 10 more minutes for the stream. I try to react to as many animations as I can, but I also want to talk a little bit about the animations. I'm very sorry for everyone who I could not react to. So yeah, only 10 animations left. 10 animations, 10 minutes left on the stream. Maybe 15. Maybe 15 minutes. Pickaxe. What you've got. Yo. Nice. Very nice. I love the start of this animation here. Really like the animation on this blue and red stuff. The punch combo also looks very extreme, but I like it. I like it. And it's not loading again. It's also very frustrating. That's also why I could react very slow today. Okay, I'm very sorry, I cannot. First clip isn't mine. Okay, so everything I'm reacting to is not, it's not yours because it's not loading. Oh my god, that's so sad. Yeah, that's the problem with the Discord today. Okay. Maybe it's loading a little bit later. Let's move on. We have an animation made by I Love Miku. With some background here, okay. Okay, you're doing a lot of background animation. Oh my goodness. Oh, and it's again not loading. Okay, but very cool. I think here the animation is extremely fast. Maybe slow down a little bit of the animation and put some more frames so we can actually see the motion of every single swing or punch a little bit better. That would be nice. I really like how he's sliding on this building. That looked very cool. And I love how he's pulling out his weapons. That's pretty cool. I think when the purple stick figure is like flying, I need to drink something. When the purple stick figure is flying towards the red stick figure, I think it's a little bit too much frames because I think it could go a little bit faster. So he's like shooting towards the red stick figure. You see, it's a little bit slowed down, so the impact is a little bit less. I think you should start slower, and then it goes very fast into this speeded up impact. You know what I mean? But then on the other side, when you're showing like some hand-to-hand combat, you have to put in a little bit more frames to show the motion of your characters a little bit better. I really appreciate the work because I can see that every single frame is redrawn, which is pretty good. I'm very sorry, Discord doesn't allow me to watch your full animations today, but still, I really appreciate your work here. Yeah, hopefully you can do something with my small tips today. Yeah. Okay, I have to skip Crafts96 because I already watched him today. And let's go to Eevee. I hope I can do a join with Rakutos. Yeah, I already talked about that I maybe cannot do that right now. Yeah, looks very cool. Really like the animation here on this character. Really like this jump. I really like the eye animation. That is pretty good. Really like how the shadow slowly is showing on his face because of this very big teddy bear. For me, it looks a little bit like a teddy bear. But it's cool that the face is a little bit more blurred because it's far away. And then the fist in the foreground looks like a little bit more clean. You can see it more clearly. Yeah, because it's more in the foreground of the camera. So the focus is on the character and on the fist, and because the head of this teddy bear is a little bit more far away, it's more blurred and more unclear. I really like that detail, actually. Yeah, and as I said, sadly, Discord doesn't allow me to watch your full animations today. Yeah, but very cool. I would really like to watch the full animation here because I actually think it looks absolutely incredible. Really like the 3D animation styles you're doing here. Pretty cool drawings, very cool animation, especially here to start with this with the character animation. Very cool. Looks very realistic, pretty good realistic motion on this character. Oh, okay, now we could see the full animation. Yeah, okay, let's watch this one more time. Because I think it's pretty good. Nice zoom in. Very good explosion animation. Really like the how the camera follows this bullet. And then you can see the character a little bit longer at the end. And then we can see the character, but we know there is something that's shooting at him. And then it comes like very fast into the scene. And this adds so much impact. Boom. I like that. That's a good way of using impact with this very fast movement that comes into the scene. Really good. Mark you official studio. Okay. Because you're right now on the chat, I also want to react to your animation. Because I know that you are doing some stuff. So let's see. What's the newest animation by you, Marky Official Studio? I really want to react to your animation. Just tell me the name of the video. Then I can react to it. Yeah, I already saw one animation made by Light, so maybe we can watch another animation by someone else. You Sajikan. I hope I spelled that right. All with just my thumbs, by the way. Okay, he's one of the 60% of you who are also animating with fingers or with just thumbs. Wait. Okay. Yeah, why not? Damn. Very cool style, actually. Looks unique. Really like the bright colors here in this animation. Big fan of the first scene because really like this background that it's not just flat. It's actually um yeah, it's an interesting camera perspective, I think. So I really like that. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, that was nice. Also, this I really like the style. What else do you have? Yeah, also a completely new style. Really like that everything is very dark, but then the eyes and the effects are more bright. That's yeah, just looks cool, I think. JJK reference, of course. Okay, yeah, really like the style. That's all I can say. Good animation, of course. But for me, it's the style that's unique here. Bro, you slipped mine. Oh my god. I didn't notice it. Fighters, Gen OFC. I did not want to skip you. I am so sorry. Definitely didn't want to skip you. It was because I yeah, didn't notice it. I was focusing on the video stuff and I did not see the link. Yeah, I do not want to skip you. You are waiting for so long. So the last two animations I'm watching is your animation, Fighters Gen, and then Marky Official Studio. You are the last two people I am reacting today. Wait, there are a lot of episodes here. Fighters Gen episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. They are all 3 minutes. You all posted them 1 day ago. Holy moly. Okay, let's switch to YouTube. So the last two animations are on YouTube. Let's do that. We have... wait. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think let's watch Fighters Gen episode 1. This video contains flash... Well, wait. This video contains fast flashing images. It may cause discomfort and trigger I can't read. For people with photosynthesis epilepsy. Fear discretion is advised. Safety first. Thank you. Warning, the following images contains graphic material. Oh my goodness. Okay, without music. Fighters Gen. Let's see. Damn, these are a lot of characters. Not a big fan of the AI background. Okay, okay. Yo, who are you? You look interesting. Come on, I want to see them fight. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I like when you do custom backgrounds. Please do not use. It looks, for me, it looks actually better when you're drawing your backgrounds by yourself. Or maybe asking people for draw backgrounds and stuff like that. Just do work with artists or do your own stuff and do not use AI, because for me, AI always looks awful. It was a dream. I know it was. I know you guys got the same dream, didn't you? Bryce, shut up. And yes, we all did. 1 year later. And you guys, remember that abandoned building we saw in our dream? Oh, that was a dream. Okay, yep. Well, let's go visit it. Okay, it's like a haunted house. That's cool. I really like that you switched the house because it now looks way older. Yeah. Oh, come on. Go into the house. Yeah, nice one. No! Oh no, is he dead? Is he? Wait, I'm a little bit confused. No. It was a mistake. Oh my god, are they going to fight? I mean, he killed Brent. Okay. Ooh, it's dead. Oh my god. You can't just do 3 minutes and then... No! I want to see what's going on. Okay. Okay, cool. You're doing a huge story. He already uploaded 4 episodes. So if you're interested in this story, then you can watch Fighters Gen Official. Yeah. It's cool that you're doing a huge story like that. It would be very nice, and you also have your own intro, which is also pretty cool. It would be very cool if you do not use AI and stuff like that. I understand why people are using it, but yeah, it's way cooler to to do stuff on your own. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, and now for the last one, I am switching to Marky Official's channel. Maybe some of you know him from some of my live streams. He's now back with another animation. So yeah. Spritega, I think you actually made a very good point. He said, don't use AI. It encourages laziness and it looks very sloppy. But you have a very interesting story, Fighter Gen, and I can totally agree to that. So the story looks interesting, and I want to watch more. But yeah, just let the AI stuff away. Just don't do it. Okay, enough. Fighter Gen, that was very cool. Interesting story and stuff like that. Especially that you also use some blood. So yeah, that was very cool. Okay, mine next. Yeah, Marco Fisher Studio. I am going to react to your animation. You want me to react to Marky versus Gazella sneak peek. Where is it? Is it on videos? Nope. It is on shorts, right? Is it this one? Is it the Roblox Animation 8 sneak peek? It is on videos. Oh, I'm blind. Yes, I'm actually blind. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. Let's see. Gazella versus Marky sneak peek. Yeah, nice. I totally see your improvement. You definitely put a lot more work on every single piece of your character into the animation. That's very cool. I can totally see that. Really cool design. It reminds me of Mahoraga from JJK with this thing on the head. That's very nice. Yeah, I really like the poses. The poses now look way more dynamic. I can definitely see you put way more work into your animations now. So that's very cool. Yeah, I like that. I really, really like that. I mean, look at the poses. They look way more interesting than before, I think. That's cool. That is very cool. So who is Marky and who's Cosella? I don't know. Okay. I'm giving you a like. Marky Official Studio says no. Okay. Kaizo Anims, bro, could you please react to my animation, please? It's just a 3-second long. I sent on Discord. Please check out my animation. Please. Okay, because you're asking so kindly. So then this will be the last animation. Yeah. First of all, big shout out to Marky Official Studio. I can definitely see your improvements again. Pretty good. Pretty good. I can definitely see you putting more work into the animations, so that is very good. Um, so yeah, now really this time really last animation for today, because Kaizo Animations is still in the chat and I do not want to skip you. Maybe you waited very long. I know a lot of you were waiting for a long time. Yeah, but this time I can. Damn, this this time I can not let you wait. Wait, ooh, ISO animations. Okay, right there. Yeah, hopefully it's loading. Kaizo animations, hopefully. Doesn't look like it's loading really. It is. It is. Oh, wait. My first animation on flipaclip and I animated it with fingers. Ah, you want to flex. Nice hair animation. Nice clove animation. I like the timing for when he's opening his eyes. It's starting very slow. And I really like that. I really like that. The drawing also looks very cool. Everything starts very slow. You are redrawing the face and maybe also the whole body over and over in from frame to frame. And then when he's actually open his eyes, it goes very fast, and you can see the eyes are very big, which emphasizes this this type of animation. Yeah, I like this. I like that. Which is also pretty cool in this animation is then when he's opening his eyes, not only is he opened his eyes, he's also yeah, his whole face and his body is also shaking a little bit. He has a little bit of movement on his body when the eyes are opening. It's it's adding a little bit more realism and a little bit more detail into an animation, and I really appreciate that you are doing this. You can see that this little shake on the neck, a little shake on the head when he's opening the eyes. Very cool. And I really like that after he's opening his eyes, there's still a little bit of animation in the eyes that's going on. Really cool. So the size is changing of the eye a little bit. I really like that. Really good. Very good animation. I like that. Yeah. Okay. The chat agrees. That was a very cool animation. I'm very sorry that I cannot react to all of the animations. We had a little bit of trouble with Discord today. I'm very sorry that some of the animations were a little bit lagging or that they were not loading properly. I still hope you had a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of your support. You are a very cool community. I really appreciate the chat here. It's very alive. I just really want to thank you for all the animations, but also for all the also for all the tips you are giving in the chat, for all the reactions in the chat. I'm having a lot of fun recently with the streams. It's very cool to do this with you. And yeah, I just want to say, have a nice week. Have a nice day. Please keep animating. You're all pretty talented. And yeah, we see each other in the next video. I think this week I'm definitely can upload the next video on my Black Flash animation. And then, yeah, maybe we see each other in this video or in the next live stream on next week. Bye bye, everyone.